Hey everybody, Mr. the Fanboy here, back for another video. And this time, this is my salute of TNA and the independent international wrestling scene. Of course, this is gonna be me talking about TNA and various independent and international promotions. I'm gonna do a. This is just a video of me talking about these individual promotions. I'm gonna do future videos talking about how I feel about these promotions individually, talking more about these promotions. But first, I'm gonna start off with TNA. TNA, in my opinion, right now, TNA, in my opinion, currently is the best mainstream wrestling product out there. Their biggest problem is as you see, is lack of money. One of their biggest problems is lack of money. They don't have the money to compete with a WWE, but with a smaller roster, they put on a product that is miles better than WWE, TNA. When it comes to wrestling, story characters and storytelling, TNA surprisingly is unmatched, and they're supposed to be the wrestling company, but they do both of these things, wrestling and characters, much better than the WWE. And once again, with the smaller roster, WWE, because of their money, can sign all of this great independent underground talent, international talent we see in WWE right now. But TNA makes better use of that talent. Last week's this past Wednesday's Impact was surprisingly awesome, and this was, I usually hate these type of shows. This was one of those shows where there was more talking segments than wrestling, where there was more talking segments than wrestling. This was one of those story filled impacts. I usually prefer wrestling first, story second, but this show um this show was a great story filled impact. And even though you already know this whole thing is a show, you know the outcomes to the matches. This TNA reminded me of how it was to be a kid when you still believed in the good guys versus good guys. EC3, huge fan of his physique, his wrestling ability, his look, his wrestling ability, his mic skills. He's an awesome heel. He's such an awesome heel that he actually pissed me off. It took me back to being a kid. Him getting in the way of the wrestling, and Kurt Angle coming out to bury the stuff he was doing, what he was doing wrestling, pretty Peter Aval wrestling and jobbing out Peter Avalon and Shark Boy, and making putting Drew and Matt Hardy in handicap matches, making both of these guys look strong, so strong that I want Matt Hardy, Drew Galloway, Bobby Lashley, Kurt Angle, Robert Roode, hell, even another heel, Eric Young, um, Eric Young, the Beatdown Clan, the Beatdown Clan, the Beatdown Clan, and all those people, even Pope, the announcer. I want those guys to beat EC3's ass and take his belt. He made all these guys, especially Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway, look strong. And of course, like I said, TNA is awesome. This was just I'm gonna talk more about TNA in a salute of TNA, and another salute of the TNA, talking about them throughout their entire existence. Um, next is Ring of Honor. I was gonna do a video burying Ring of Honor. I was gonna do a video on burying Ring of Honor, but after seeing this awesome product they've had going on since 2012, I can't do that. And now the product and now the talent they've managed to get under their roof. Now you have, like I said, you have Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, the Addiction. You got this new tag team called the Red Dragon. The Red Dragon. Red Dragon. You got Jay Lethal. You got the Briscoe brothers. You got ACH, Adam Page, Adam Cole, BJ Whipner, Bobby Fish, comedy wrestler known as Cheeseburger, Takashi Watanabe, I think that was his name, not Morishima, which I said in my review. Watanabe, Dalton Castle, Caprice Ice Coleman, another popular independent talent. Um, so many, like I said, so many badass wrestlers. Then you have the talent exchange with New Japan, where where AJ Styles and the Bullet Club come in and perform. Matt Seidel. Like I said, Ring of Honor, an awesome currently is an awesome is a phenomenal product with talent with first off they're wrestling first, good matches, great wrestling, awesome wrestling, and they got all the star power. Austin Aries is set to return here. I can't wait for that. So like I said, Ring of Honor, the production values have improved. The production values have improved vastly since the old days. One thing I couldn't stand about the old days of ROH is that it looks like, even for an independent promotion, it looked unprofessional. It looked like it was filmed in somebody's backyard, man. I mean, somebody's garage. But they've improved the production values immensely since then. Since their move to the Sinclair Network, and finally happy they've got a television show back on TV, not Mark Cuban's HDNet, not Mark Cuban's HDNet or the Sinclair Network. They got it on the product. A lot of people, more people can watch Destination America, and regardless of the ratings, both Ring of Honor and TNA make Wednesdays an awesome nights. Wednesdays from now on are just awesome because of Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling. Two back-to-back awesome wrestling shows. That's a lot of wrestling for a huge professional wrestling fan such as myself. Next, so yes, Ring of Honor, they have all the talent. Now that's where everyone's going now. Um, Now the next, of course, is one of my all-time favorite wrestling promotions, and that is Anarchy Wrestling, formerly NWA Anarchy, or just NWA Georgia. Right here, this right here, like I said, it's just a phenomenal this right here is just a phenomenal project. Phenomenal product. NWA Anarchy, in my opinion, is one of the best and most underrated wrestling promotions out there. Lots of the talent you've seen in WCW, WWF, WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, Japan have come from the Church of Southern Wrestling, But NWA Wildside, which is now Anarchy, never really gets the credit for this, but this was the company that produced the Hardy Boys, that produced Shannon Moore, Gregory Helms, wrestlers like Chris Harris and Christopher Daniels also made numerous appearances. AJ Styles, Abyss, Abyss, AJ Styles, Abyss, Austin Creed, who is Xavier Woods in WWE now, NXT's Dash Wilder, who was recently Stephen Walter, I think. Um, um, who else? Who else? Oh yes, and Sebastian Miller, Sebastian Slater, who of course is now Heath Slater in WWE. So lots of talent have come through that door, and now like this is the old school Southern wrestling field, which is how I prefer my professional wrestling. That's what companies like this and TNA and the old school WCW and NWA used to perform. The wrestling, the huge emphasis on stiff wrestling competition, and a huge focus on kayfabe storylines. Um, um, right now they have awesome talent. They have awesome talents like familiar faces like Slim J, um, Todd Sexton, Michael Judas, Michael Judas, Billy Buck, Billy Buck, and many more, and new up and coming talents, like Kevin Blue, Laredo Kid, Chris Spectra, and Wade Adams. Um, um, so like I said, so many awesome wrestlers. I'm gonna be talking more about Anarchy, and right now they have this really hot angle where they're being invaded, just like TNA is about to do, where they're being invaded by another wrestling promotion. I love hot angles like this. So like I said, so much awesome wrestling. That's Anarchy Wrestling. Then you have the NWA territories. Not gonna like say a lot about these right now because I haven't been watching much, but what I have been watching has been good. You have the NWA territories like NWA Showtime All Star Wrestling, which is this promotion where professional wrestler Tommy Mercer Crimson got his start. This is a promotion that has t- former TNA wrestler Chase Stevens, who you'll be seeing with Global Force Wrestling, as part of who as part of the Hot Shots, which was a tag team he was part of in TNA before he formed the Naturals with Andy Douglas. They have him as one of their top stars. Um, and of course, you have NWA Smoky Mountain Wrestling and a couple of others that are like sort of inactive right now. You have the American Wrestling Federation, which used to be a major promotion which used to be a major Legends promotion in the 90s. Now it's an independent promotion in the 2010s. This promotion's been inactive lately, but this was another awesome promotion young with awesome young talent. Then of course you got wrestling in Canada, right now. Wrestling, Victory Commonwealth Wrestling. This is an old school wrestling promotion. This is an old school wrestling promotion which has matches in places in bars and fairs, kind of like the Carney days. They're wrestlers with funny looking mustaches, like the old days, and of course, awesome technical wrestling, and two of the best wrestlers who come to mind. This promotion has so many awesome wrestlers, but the two best that come to mind are Jimmy Gaff and a skinny but extremely athletic technical wrestler named Jimmy the Hipster. So so it's an awesome product right here. Good to see wrestling is back alive in Canada again. And then of course there's a new extreme promotion called Pro Wrestling Syndicate, which employs a lot of the hardcore style ECW was known for, and even features former ECW wrestlers like Raven and Rob Van Dam. Even AJ Styles has appeared through this building, and and of course, I don't watch them anymore because because their new television deal. They don't no longer post episodes on their website or YouTube channel anymore. And that's NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which is now just Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Hollywood. This is the promotion that gave us wrestlers like Scorpio Sky, Willie Mack, Joey Ryan, um, Colt Cabana, and Adam Pearce. The wrestlers like these. Um, Last time I was watching, and I still follow them through Facebook. I sadly say can't watch them anymore because of their new television deal. But but awesome, another awesome wrestling promotion. Then of course you got the international promotions. You have the British professional wrestling scene, of course, which gave us wrestlers like Spud, Magnus, Drew Galloway, Grado, James Andrews, the other X Division wrestler who tag teams with Spud in TNA, Douglas Williams. So you have an awesome British wrestling scene. You have an awesome British wrestling scene. However, they really haven't done much recently because their show FWA Frontline, which is one of their larger promotions there, they have the FWA #1 Pro Wrestling apostrophe UK, um, 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 New Wrestling Evolution, and Real Quality Wrestling, with all of these promotions exchanging the same talent, all of these promotions exchanging the same talent. Like I said, since they really don't have much of a TV deal, they just show matches from their archive. They really haven't really done much lately, but this right here was one of my all-time favorite promotions. I love the British professional wrestling scene. Then of course you got then of course you got the Japanese wrestling scene. Of course, the only one I actually follow is New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's the only one I actually can somewhat follow. Some of their stuff is made it to YouTube, and of course they have Facebook pages. They have Facebook pages dedicated to their product. And now you have the Greatest Stable, which was originally started by Prince Devitt, who is now Finn Balor in WWE. The Bullet Club, one of the greatest stables ever. Like it's like Nash said, it's like a more athletic version, a more workhouse wrestling version of the NWO, of the N of the NWO. They have AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, this this badass Samoan wrestler named Tonga, um, 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 Tonga, Kenny Omega, Yujiro, and Cody Hall, son of wrestler Scott Hall, who also got his start in the NWA Anarchy promotion, and now is a wrestler in Japan right now. So awesome stable, and this stable is quite different from anything in Japan. See, in Japanese wrestling, it's all about martial arts, strong style. Even bad guys are like honorable in the ring, Don't use a lot of dirty tactics to win. Where you have the Bullet Club wrestling like an American stable, like the NWNDX by having multiple members interfere and cheat to win matches, which got them over as heels, bringing some of American wrestling to Japanese wrestling. Then of course you got Mexico, the Lucha Libre promotions. First you have the Top Dog promotion, the Triple A with so many wrestlers, two of my favorites today right now, or three of my favorites right now. I have a lot, but three of my favorites are Jack Evans, El Angelico, and Teddy Hart. I'm gonna talk about some of the other ones later in a full absolute of the AAA promotions. I love Lucha Libre. Love the characters, the gimmicks, the brand new arena they have now. They initially had this badass blue arena with writing on the ring. Now they have this new badass red arena and some of the best fast-paced, technical, athletic, acrobatic action I have seen. I have seen, and then of course you got CMLL. You got CMLL, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, which was of course is the oldest promotion in existence. This promotion has been around since the 30s and has been a rival to the top dog promotion Triple A. And this promotion has a lot of wrestlers and has professional wrestler, WCW and former WWE wrestler Mark Jindrak, who is Marco Corleone right now as their top star, as their top wrestling star there, as their top wrestling star there. Then of course, the AAA promotion got a show here in America. Another show here in America called Lucha Underground, which is a combination of a reality action suspense television crime show mixed with some professional wrestling, which features lots of the luchadors from both Mexico and features like features American wrestlers like Johnny Mundo, who of course was formerly Johnny Hennigan and Morrison in WWE and OVW. Alberto Del Patron, formerly Alberto Del Rio in WWE, and he's way better here. He was boring in WWE. Um, Brian Cage, Chavo Guerrero, Davari, Davari as Vampiro, and Matt Striker as announcers. The Tough Enough guy, one of the Tough Enough competitors, hosts the show. Um, like I said, just a phenomenal product with amazing storylines, Um, the point I'm trying to get at is that so much awesome wrestling on the underground independent international scene that I can't even watch WWE anymore. I watch these promotions which develop this awesome young talent, and I watch them go to WWE to be buried or be boring and dull and uninteresting. WWE sucks. The product is just boring. The product is just boring, bland. It will never change. It will never change. And so I decided that I'm not gonna watch WWE anymore. From now on, I'm just gonna read the results and catch the replays of shows on YouTube and check out the stuff I do like. Cause the only reason I still watch WWE is besides to have something to talk about with my friends who of course are not independent underground wrestling fans, who are mainstream WWE fans. Besides that, and of course the talent. That's the only reason I ever gave WWE. That's the reason I give WWE second chances. I've not been. They've been terrible in my opinion since mid 2008, and they've not done anything as a product as a whole to impress me. A lot to impress me since the early 2000s. I've not liked the WWE product really since the early 2000s, man. And they've done like so much to piss me off lately. So it's good to see these new promotions that are the alternates. The only thing I can't stand about a lot of these promotions is that I can't watch them. I can't watch them all the time. I can't watch them all the time, especially New Japan. I hate how they instead of establishing a YouTube channel, which they have, and uploading shows to their YouTube channel, they instead they instead have us sign they instead have us sign up for a New Japan World Network to counter WWE's crappy network. WWE's crappy network. $9.99 a month for New Japan content and shows. I hate that right now. I wish they just upload stuff to their channel, upload shows to their channel. Same with Ring of Honor. I hate how you have to sign up with the website to watch their shows. I wish they would just had a YouTube channel for their shows. But I'm finally happy they have a television deal right now with Destination America. That way I can at least watch them every Wednesday. Um, um, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood has a deal too. Has a crappy subscription deal too. And then you got promotions. Then of course you got the European wrestling scene. The European wrestling scene, which of course with the British wrestling scene, which of course I follow them through Facebook. That's the only reason. That's the only way I can see them on their channel. Just features archive matches. Now they don't features the Frontline, which is a show that shows not only matches but highlights from the show, so you can really keep up with the where you can really keep up with the show. Which they have some kind of internet TV deal where I can watch their product like other independent promotions on the internet. And then of course you got I mentioned New Japan, but then of course you got, I'm also a huge fan of the All Japan Pro Wrestling, the company started by the late Giant Baba. Um, this is a good product. All right, now I haven't followed them since professional wrestler Big Daddy V, Big Daddy V Viscera died, who was one of their top stars there in a more recent times since he died. But I've checked out their product through Wikipedia and the talent they have there. They have Ultimo Dragon. They have Ultimo Dragon there. They have Ultimo Dragon there, and they have a good product. But I can't even watch. I can't even view anything from this product because they don't have no sort of they don't have no sort of internet distribution deal. What's his name? But like I said, awesome, like phenomenal. So like I said, the WWE is not the be all of wrestling. You have all these great independent and international promotions, and TNA, in my opinion, is doing real well. And then we have Global Force Wrestling coming up with the interpromotional the Invasion angle, which I am really excited for. This was just me saluting TNA and the independent circuit. All right, Doug out.